Hello, my spicy friends. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Cowboy Hat Slowpoke in the Catch Cup. Now, I promised you guys, at least for those of you who follow me on Twitter, which you should go do, by the way. I mean, it's called X, but, you know, everyone calls it Twitter still. But anyway, I promised you guys that I would do a Cowboy Hat Slowpoke 300 subscriber special. At the time of this video, I now have like 305, 306 subscribers or so. So basically, I'm posting this now. This is my Cowboy Hat Slowpoke video. And I will say that Cowboy Hat Slowpoke is actually pretty fun. I caught a hundo earlier this season during, I forget what event it was, but I know it was for a, it was one where they were spawning, of course, and that's how I got it. But anyway, I got some pretty good footage earlier. If you saw the short I posted a couple hours ago, or yesterday, I guess, you might have seen that I got a 5-0 with this team. I know it's Catch Cup, but still, it was fun. But unfortunately, my phone sucks and didn't capture all of it. So I'm just gonna go with this. I recorded these battles in separate videos because I don't know what exactly is going on, but the point is I wanted to share it with you all because I like this team. I think it's pretty fun. There are some problems with it, I will admit. Like I got core broken. I got core broken earlier by a couple of interesting things, like a Frostlass up front and Oran Guru of all things. Yeah, someone brought an Oran Guru to Catch Cup. I didn't even know they were spawning this season, but very interesting pick nonetheless. Caught me completely off guard with its confusion and foul play coverage. But yeah, overall, it's been a consistently pretty solid team. Definitely one thing you got to keep in mind with this Catch Cup meta is that this season has been pretty generous with stuff to catch for PvP, so yeah, there's a lot of lag there. Anyway, you will definitely have to expect a lot of CLODSIRE just because it had a community day for it, and everyone's got one now. PvP CLODSIRE. It is good, definitely. I'm running one myself, of course, as the lead. And CLODSIRE, I believe, is actually why Slowpoke kind of works for my Catch Cup team, just because it actually does pretty well against it. I think you could run either Water Gun or Confusion on Slowpoke, but I decided to go for Water Gun just because I like the move timing. And just a little bit more energy on Slowpoke. Water Pulse and Psyshock, well, I would ideally want to run Return on Slowpoke, but I have yet to get a single Pundo Slowpoke with Return. And Water Pulse kind of sucks, but it's the best thing Cowboy Hat Slowpoke has got. And, you know, it's a hundo, right? I gotta build it. And even though it maxes out at like 1350, 1360, it's actually got a pretty good amount of bulk where I get away with it a couple times. But yeah, we lose game 1. Not great, I'll admit, but it does get better from here, so not too much to worry about. I get a 3-2 this set, by the way, just spoiler alert. I could have gotten a 4-1, but I think I might have thrown near the end there. You'll see when we get there. This is again going to be a bit of a longer video because CLODSIRE and Slowpoke are two very bulky Pokemon. Como definitely helps out though. Como is awesome. I could have made this a Como spotlight video because Como kind of hard carries a lot of these games that I played. Like for instance right now we're going to switch into Como and just try to Dragon Tail down. They're going to switch into Trevenant, but thanks for thankfully, because of the nerfs to Trevenant, I don't really know if we outpace. Not super familiar with this matchup, but what I do know is that we don't get like super outpaced now. Like if Seed Bomb was still fast, like I think we can just shield and farm down here and unload a ton of energy into whatever comes out next. So, in other words, Como is kind of goated. I love it. I've seen some other people use it when it came out. But the truth is, I actually just got this Como like earlier this season, of course, which is how I can run it. And I've just never really had the time or chance to build a team with it in there. But now I'm running it in Catch Cup, and I gotta say, this thing is really fun. I love it. It's great. Now we're gonna bring in a Slowpoke here. And the water gun fast pressure, despite not being confusion, is still okay. In comes Guzzlord, so we're gonna bring in a CLODSIRE and just eat whatever they throw at us. It's all right. I'm hoping that I can get a shield or two here. I get a little bit greedy here, but that's all right. Just go for a throw right here. And we're gonna Sludge Bomb. We get the shield. Fantastic. And this is fantastic, by the way. This is exactly a situation I was hoping to get into, where they Dragon Claw us down, which is fine, and I come in with Slowpoke, and I'm gonna try to Water Gun them down all the way. They got a little greedy there, which is fine. In comes Quagsire. I want to build up to 2 Size Shocks. That should do the trick. So they're going to go for the Mud Bomb here. Tonight I've also seen some people run Aquatail CLODSIRE, which is very understandable. Quagsire. No, CLODSIRE does not get Aquatail. Which makes sense. They made it so it can't learn Surf. They don't want it to get a good move now. But, yeah, this one is not running Aquatail. It's running Mud Bomb, which is definitely worse for us. They kind of just go down there. Yeah, Size Shock is a good move. Water Pulse is not a good move, so pretty much every chance I get, I'm going to be throwing out Size Shocks here. So this is an interesting game. My opponent is running a Mienshao lead and an Expert, so they probably just might have been doing a little bit of tanking, just having some fun. You know what? That's awesome. I love that stuff. Spice is fun. Props to my opponent there. And you will see later that they're running a pretty interesting team, similar to one I ran earlier. And they're just going to throw out Stone Edge as Quagsire, and I'm going to respond by going for the Size Shock on Slowpoke. Does a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to farm them down before they get to a second Stone Edge. Kind of sucks, but it's okay. It's okay. We take those. But unfortunately, they managed to get to a third Stone Edge here. I thought they were not going to reach it. I thought, oh hey, it's probably just gonna be a Mud Bomb. We might tank it. But no, it's a third Stone Edge. Like, man, you know, I've ran Quagsire before, and I'm very surprised by just how fast Quagsire can throw those out. It is impressive. So I figure my best play here is to not shield and just tank whatever they throw at me, which is an Aquatail. It's super effective, but still only does like 30%. It's very impressive. So we are going to bait here. You know, this player is my opponent right here is an expert, so I figure I gotta be careful here. Can't just throw stuff out. So we're gonna go for the Sludge Bomb followed up by an Earthquake. And I'm going to just try to keep my CLODSIRE healthy, because one Earthquake from this range will KO, or at least put us in Mudshot farm down range, which, you know, we really do not want that. So I'm just going to shield up, try to get some energy, and bring in Como to clean things up. Okay, instead they go back for Mienshao, which is interesting, but I suppose they thought that better now than ever, right? Now it's probably the most to ever get out of Mienshao, but unfortunately Mienshao is very, very frail. So we are able to Dragon Claw them down and then knock out. I think Mienshao for charge moves has stuff like it has a Surf and Grass Knot if memory serves, which means we completely wall them. It might also be running Brick Break, but you know, Brick Break kind of sucks, so I doubt that. Anyway, we're just going to unload a bunch of Dragon Claws into this thing, and here, it's just a race to Earthquake with my opponent. My CLODSIRE has a decent amount of bulk, but also pretty good attack IVs as far as PvP-oriented CLODSIRE goes, if that makes any sense at all. But the point is, it's just enough that I won that CMP, which is very nice. Alright, veteran player here. We got a lot of these higher ranked players here tonight, which is fine. This person's leading Artifacts, which is pretty bad for us, honestly. I immediately go to Komo-O because I'm pretty sure Dragon Tail just outpaces for damage just a little bit. And this is enough. This is enough. We are forcing them to throw, which is alright. At this point, we have a Dragon Claw of our own, which is fantastic. In comes their own CLODSIRE. So I'm just going to throw a bunch of Dragon Claws at this CLODSIRE and hope to do a bunch of damage. So that does like 20%, but these Dragon Tails are also adding up very quickly, which is great, which is great. It's just what we want. When this Komo goes down, I'm totally fine with this CLODSIRE throwing out whatever they want. I'm just gonna bring in a Slowpoke and try to farm down. It's not ideal, but anyway, in comes Slowpoke. I think they're gonna get to a Earthquake here or a Sludge Bomb, which obviously I'd rather not tank the Earthquake. I'd rather farm them down all the way. But Slowpoke, as you can see, is bulky enough that it's not too bothered by one Earthquake. In comes a Bombardier, which is the reason I threw a Psyshock here. Is I really underestimated. I thought they were going to go straight for the Baxcalibur. I'm sorry, I mean Artifacts. But, yeah, that was a misplay on my part for sure. So now my strategy here is to take out this Artifacts and then try to land a Sludge Bomb on the Bombardier. I think Bombardier has some bulk, but we can still hopefully whittle it down just a bit. I know it's a dark type, it's definitely got payback, which is something that we've gotta watch out for. So at this point, if they shield us up, we're actually in an okay spot. I'm going to try to bring in my Slowpoke and farm down if they knock us out. What is my strategy here, I think? It's been a little bit since I played these games. So yes, this makes sense. I'm going to try to save up for a Sludge Bomb and then bring in Slowpoke if I can. My timer's running down just enough that I can just barely bring in Slowpoke and go for the Water Gun farm down, which is really close. I don't know if I should have gotten away with that. But anyway, in comes Bombardier. I can only assume they're going to try to build up to a 2 charge moves so that my CLODSIRE doesn't just knock them out with a Sludge Bomb. Because as you can see, even though it's a dark type with alright bulk, our water guns are already chipping down. And I hope you enjoy that moment too, because that is like the only time Water Pulse will ever help on Slowpoke ever. Anyway, here we go, another expert player. They got a Jellicent lead, which is not the worst thing in the world, but we do lose to Surfs, I believe, and also the fact they have their own bulky. Jellicent is bulky. It is a bulky mod. CLODSIRE is bulkier, but you know, they're ghost type, so they resist our Sludge Bombs, and they have access to Surf, which is a move we don't want to get hit by too many times. As you can see, that did like 35-40%, which is tankable. But since they outpace us, we want to get out this matchup. I'm sure you all are noticing the little orange circle thing going on at the bottom of my screen. That just means that, well, I was playing this, when I was doing these matches, I was going for a little walk around a route nearby. I like to exercise and stuff outside. Do those routes with the Zygarde candy and the decent premium rewards. I got some good stuff earlier. But anyway, back to the commentary. My plan here now is to just tank a Body Slam from Greedent here. And then I want to build up 2 close combats, Fire and Fire the Mofa.